Gus, let's start here. I mean, because we know that NVIDIA is kind of the stock of the year so far. AMD, a relative laggard, though I think it's still up like 70% here. What's the attractiveness for AMD in this space?
Well, fundamentally, there's only two companies that have GPUs that are used for AI dominantly today. And, AMD is about to ship their product to El Capitan for Lawrence Livermore's National Labs, the supercomputer. And I think their momentum is going to pick up, and they have a new product coming out in the second half. And that momentum should carry them into next year.
When we talk about, when NVIDIA came out, that last earnings report, and you heard the CEO kind of talking about all the orders he was getting and all the other sort of, interest that he's getting from existing customers as well as new customers. Are you finding that some of those potential clients are also going to AMD and some of the other competitors and looking for that same, that same type of processing power?
Yeah. Fundamentally, ChatGPT came out last November. It takes 3 quarters to get a chip out of the market. It had a huge impact on demand for AI chips. NVIDIA was there, and it's just taken them a while to get the product through the production cycle. And, that is, I think, why you had such a big increase in guidance for the July quarter. And I think sorry, go ahead.
Well, when we get to the next, I think we don't get AMD's earnings until I think maybe the first week of August. But so we got a ways to go. But once we do get there, do you think that earnings report, and more importantly, the conference call and the commentary from the executives, is going to maybe be a little bit more bullish, or at least along the lines of some of the bullishness that we heard out of NVIDIA last time?
I think you are going to hear them emphasize their AI product line and the momentum that they're seeing in the market. And they should be fairly positive on their AI products.
What type of a market share do you think that they can gain?
Certainly, just to be a second source, typically market split 80-20, they could easily get to a 20% market share in AI. And if they have very competitive products, they could do even better. If you look historically at AMD's product portfolio, they have a GPU. NVIDIA has a GPU that's what's used for AI. Those products went into adding graphics cards. Back in the day, AMD had 40% share. They now have about 18. I think as they improve their software stack, I think that they can easily get back to 20, and depending on how things pan out, they could do even better.
I am curious about kind of what is being bought and why it's being bought. One of the criticisms I think we saw over the last couple of months about some of the gains that NVIDIA had made was the idea that a lot of folks who are buying these GPUs are kind of still in a testing phase, meaning these are companies that are just kind of trying to figure out how they're going to incorporate AI either into their own business or into their clients' businesses. But this wasn't necessarily a bet that somehow this is going to be the future. When do we make that transition where these companies that are buying this stuff are going to say, okay, we're not just testing this out, we are making a longer-term commitment, a longer-term capital spend in this space?
Yeah, now that's an interesting and difficult question to answer, but let me see what I can do. Fundamentally, you're getting an exponential increase in the cost of AI, and it's very difficult to see how that continues, for more than another couple of years. And these companies really haven't figured out their business model. They don't know what they're going to do, but it's very clear that AI is going to be a big part of the future. And, how I see things playing out is you're going to get a lot of an experimentation. You're going to get a lot of people building up AI models and figuring out business models. It'll just take a while for that to happen. In the near term, there's going to be a lot of deployment and a lot of development.
All right.
And sales of a lot of chips.